Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Janelle Brown never intended to become the accountant of the Brown family, yet as the dust settles on more than a decade of confusion, shifting stories, and selective memory, fans are seeing clearly that she may have been the only one who ever truly kept track of where the money was going, and more importantly, where it wasn't. In what Sister Wives followers are now calling the reckoning, Janelle's spreadsheets, once brushed off by Robyn as too complicated and by Cody as negative energy, have resurfaced with a vengeance, offering a shockingly detailed trail that suggests more than $500,000 quietly disappeared under Robyn's watch, leaving Janelle with not only financial devastation but also the cold realization that the family she helped hold together was quietly being drained from the inside. The seeds of the conflict began years ago, long before the cameras captured Cody's dramatic speeches about family unity and operating as one household. Back then, the Browns lived in a world of combined finances, group decision-making, and the utopian dream of plural marriage functioning like one big, supportive corporation. But every corporation needs accountability, and Janelle, with her calm logic and fierce practicality, naturally gravitated toward being the family's financial manager. She crafted budgets, tracked expenses, and built long-term plans, most notably the strategy to buy land on Coyote Pass, something she believed could secure all the wives' futures and create generational wealth. Yet while she managed the spreadsheets with military precision, Robyn managed something else entirely: access. Access to Cody's attention, access to the family's shared accounts, and eventually, according to Janelle's meticulous records, access to funds that did not match any of the purchases, bills, or family needs the other wives were aware of. According to insiders, and what fans have pieced together from years of footage, the financial shift began gradually. When Robyn joined the family, she arrived with debts, children Cody immediately adopted, and a belief that she deserved a level of security the other wives had already spent decades sacrificing. Then came My Sister Wife's Closet, Robyn's business venture, presented as a joint effort, but one that mysteriously drained money while producing nothing but excuses. Janelle logged every family expense, and as the numbers began to skew, she noticed tens of thousands of dollars being allocated under vague labels like household needs, expenses for kids, and transitional support. These labels appeared nowhere in the budgets the wives agreed on, yet they kept increasing month after month. The turning point arrived when the Browns moved to Flagstaff, and everything financially unstable about the family, previously disguised by Las Vegas paychecks and TLC earnings, finally came to the surface. Janelle noticed that her rental payments were increasing while Robyn's massive home was being purchased outright, funded suspiciously quickly for a family supposedly broke. Then came the shock. More than $150,000 of the family budget, money originally earmarked for Coyote Pass development, had been rerouted to secure Robyn's house. When Janelle asked questions, she was met with hostility, deflection, and hurt feelings rather than transparency. Cody accused her of being ungrateful and not understanding the bigger picture, while Robyn cried that she was being attacked for having needs. But Janelle had receipts, and those receipts told a story far colder than the emotional battles playing out on TV. Her spreadsheets charted every dollar over more than a decade: income from TLC, family accounts, land investments, household expenses, personal spending allowances, child-related funds, and emergency savings. On one sheet, 3 lines leapt out, 3 entries totaling an astounding $523,400 moved into a secondary account only Cody and Robyn controlled. This account, according to one of Janelle's notes in a margin, had never been approved by any family council. The money was moved, spent, and quietly buried. What it was spent on: luxury furniture, private school tuition, legal consultations, and, most disturbingly, a down payment on a property tied exclusively to Robyn's name. When Janelle confronted Cody, she didn't scream. She didn't break down. She simply presented the numbers. And Cody, cornered by facts, resorted to what fans now call the blame spiral. accusing Janelle of being too independent, not contributing enough emotionally, and twisting the facts. Robyn cried, telling Cody she felt unsafe and targeted, claiming she had no idea where the money came from because she doesn't understand finances. But the spreadsheets told a different story. Every transfer carried Cody's authorization. Every deposit into Robyn's account was logged with precise timing, often coinciding with family arguments, emergencies, or big purchases the other wives believed the family couldn't afford. The more Janelle uncovered, the more horrifying the pattern became. Over the years, the family had pitched in thousands for Robyn's jewelry business, yet Janelle's documents showed that more than 80% of the funds categorized as business expenses were actually directed toward personal items, designer clothing, upgraded electronics, premium childcare services, and a revolving list of subscription services no one had ever heard of. It was an invisible siphoning system, one that only worked because Cody gave Robyn unrestricted access and shielded her from accountability. Meanwhile, Janelle, the workhorse of the family, the woman who built their credit, who balanced the books, who paid medical bills, and who handled taxes, was left with nothing when she walked away. Nothing but the knowledge that she had been right all along. When the truth finally reached Christine and Mary, reactions split. Christine was outraged, furious that the family's sacrifices on groceries, on furniture, on years of living with less, had subsidized Robyn's lifestyle. Mary, however, was shaken in a different way. She had suspected financial favoritism but never realized the magnitude. The revelation deepened her sense of betrayal, proving Robyn had not only taken her emotional place in the family, but also her financial security. The spreadsheets became a symbolic weapon, Janelle's quiet revenge, her unshakable evidence, and the final piece of proof that she had been gaslit for years. As she presented the numbers to family friends, producers, and legal advisors, one phrase kept repeating. This isn't an accusation. It's math. TLC, always cautious about legal matters, could no longer ignore the emerging timeline. Fans began revisiting old episodes and noticing subtle hints. Cody promising Robyn that the family would take care of her needs first, Robyn insisting on more expensive rentals, the mysterious disappearance of family funds during the My Sister Wife's Closet fiasco, and Cody's sudden inability to help Janelle build on Coyote Pass because the money's gone. The spreadsheets transformed from private notes into what fans now jokingly call the Sister Wives Panama Papers. Online forums exploded. TikTok analysts dissected each line item. Redditors compiled timelines that matched Janelle's data with property records, pointing to the shocking conclusion. Robyn benefited financially every single time the other wives were asked to sacrifice. And now, in the aftermath, with Janelle rebuilding her life, the spreadsheets have become more than a record. They're a warning. They expose how a plural marriage built on shared resources collapsed because one wife allegedly weaponized access, another weaponized tears, and a husband weaponized loyalty into financial ruin. Today, Janelle stands stronger, freer, and shockingly calm. She doesn't rant. She doesn't call names. She simply tells the truth. Robyn and Cody controlled the money, and when she walked away, she discovered that the family account, once intended to create stability for all wives, was down to nearly nothing. Not because of emergencies. Not because of poverty. But because someone took more than $500,000 and assumed no one would ever check. Yet Janelle did check. She always checked. And now the world knows the truth. The spreadsheets don't lie, even when people do. In the end, the reckoning is not just about missing money. It's about the destruction of trust, the collapse of a family empire, and the vindication of a woman who spent years being dismissed as too rigid when she was the only one paying attention. Janelle didn't just expose financial betrayal, she exposed the entire illusion of fairness within the Brown family. And now that her spreadsheets have spoken, the Sister Wives world may never look at Robyn the same way again. And as the truth spread, the emotional fallout became just as explosive as the financial one, because the numbers did more than reveal dollars stolen. They revealed years of manipulation, favoritism, and the quiet erasure of sisterhood that many fans sensed long before the documents surfaced. What stunned viewers most was how Janelle's evidence didn't rely on assumptions or emotional interpretations. It relied on timestamps, ledger entries, bank statements, and spending patterns going back nearly 12 years. Each highlighted row in her spreadsheet was like another crack in the facade Robyn had built, the carefully curated image of a woman overwhelmed, fragile, confused by money, and simply trying to make things work for her kids. But the raw data contradicted that narrative entirely, showing a consistent pattern of taking, spending, and diverting funds while everyone else was told to tighten their belts, do without, or just have faith in the family process. Even more damning was the revelation that during the years Cody lectured the wives about contributing equally, he was simultaneously funneling resources into Robyn's household at a rate that dwarfed anything the other families ever received. Janelle's spreadsheet showed that in some years, Robyn's expenses exceeded Christine's and Janelle's combined, a shocking imbalance that had been disguised by emotional theatrics and Cody's constant justification that Robyn had more needs. As producers learned more, they reportedly had hours of unused footage in which Janelle attempted to bring up money concerns, only to be brushed off, overshadowed by Robyn's tears, or shut down by Cody's irritation. In hindsight, these moments now take on a new meaning. They weren't inconveniences. They were early alarms. The public fallout hasn't been kind to Cody and Robyn, with many fans now calling for a spin-off centered solely on Janelle and Christine, the two women who built their independence from the ashes of a financial system that was never designed to protect them. Meanwhile, Robyn maintains that she never asked for special treatment, but the numbers imply otherwise, painting a picture of a woman who benefited immensely from playing helpless, knowing full well that Cody would always believe her over anyone else. Janelle, for her part, hasn't gloated or bragged. If anything, she seems almost relieved, not because the truth hurts Robyn, but because the truth frees her. For years, she doubted her instincts, tolerating accusations that she was too stern or too businesslike, only to discover that her practicality was the only thing standing between the family and complete financial ruin. And now, as she rebuilds her life with clarity, confidence, and control, her spreadsheets stand as both a warning and a monument, proof that the truth always catches up, even in a family built on secrets, silence, and selective loyalty.